Welcome back to the Smallholding. We're starting off this video straight away with a pig update. Can you see the straw moving? They are literally every morning when I come out, still bundling themselves in the straw, and you look in and you worry because for a split second it looks like they're not here, but they are thriving, absolutely thriving, touch wood. You can see we've got a front end, we've got back ends here. So quite happily fast asleep in there. I'm not going to disturb them. The heat coming off them is unbelievable. So we've got food, we've got water, so they are good to go. Everyone in the barn's happy, as you can probably hear. So we're going to go outside because we've got a big project, even though we said that we're going to take it easy this weekend after all the graft that we did last week.
Well, like Tracy said, we were supposed to be taking it easy this weekend, but there's no such thing around here. So while we've got the nice weather, we might as well take advantage. So in January, the end of January, we had a storm and it blew this whole pagoda over and snapped all the posts, well, nearly all the posts. So I went yesterday on the way home from work, picked 5 up, and I'm going to try and replace these 5 on this side first so that it gives it some structure, and then I can concentrate on this side because this side's got all the trellis attached to it and everything, so that's going to be a right pain in the arse to do. So hopefully I can get them out and use the same holes, hopefully, that they're in, because I don't want to be moving posts along because then I'll have to match these ones up on that side. So that's the plan for today. We'll see how far on we get. Right, so the idea is just put this strainer in there so that I can unbolt that and hopefully that'll take the weight. It's on a paving slab, so it gives it some footings to go on. So hopefully when I undo that, take it out because it's snapped, that'll take all the weight and I can just work on that safely. That's the theory.
Should we be at a distance when you take it out?
Yeah,
We'll do it with a rope.
Give it a whirl.
So at this point, whilst I'm filming Stephen to document what we're doing, I'm in the shed cracking on with getting some of the seeds pricked out and some more seeds sown. But I'm really conscious that if this thing comes down, it's going to take the shed with it, as well as everything else that we're kind of working on. So I start stating the obvious and Stephen stays calm as anything. Whole thing's really wobbling.
It will be all the posts are snapped.
I know that, clever clogs.
Just go and get along with the thing. Oh, sorry, I've got it on.
So this is the first of many posts that we are trying to replace, and we really don't know what we're going to be facing. So Steve's just taken the bar out at the top, and then we're going to decamp to a safer position to actually remove the first post. You plan your escape route? Maybe stand on the other side of it.
Right, it's out.
Is it taking any weight at all?
It's out, it's rotten there, look, but it's not. That one doesn't seem snapped.
Oh.
Right, well, on second inspection, that one looks pretty solid. So what I'm going to do, rather than try and snap it and take it out, I'll just move along using the same system and I'll just check every one. And I'll just replace the ones that are rotten. Obviously these will get replaced over time, but it's pointless replacing the ones that aren't rotten first and replace the ones that are. So we'll put it back together, start again.
But we thought it looks rotten at the bottom, doesn't it? Which is why we thought that was one of the snapped ones.
Yeah. Right, change your plan. This is not the conventional way to do it, but it's quickest. So I'm going to take all the supports out and I'm going to let it lean, the whole thing. And then Tracy can tell me which ones are snapped and which ones aren't, and then I'll push it back up and we'll go from there. Sound like a plan?
Not really. Anybody who knows Stephen or has got used to him on these videos knows that he likes to get on with things and do things quickly, and that sometimes panics the life out of me.
Should lean this way.
Should, Stephen. You're about to hear some real life marital working together when two polar opposites meet. That first one you took out was taking the majority of the weight, wasn't it?
This one's a bit less sore.
Be careful. I think it's...
Which one's obvious? This one here on this side, obvious. See, that one out starting one's not moving.
Let's not sway it too much, eh?
Starting on there's not moving.
Just a minute. Right, yeah, okay, put them back on. So at this point I thought, well, if you can't beat them, join them, and just talk yourself through it, Tracy. Talk yourself through it. God, my heart is in my mouth, Stephen.
So I think we're going with these three first, eh? Right.
Benny, yes.
Right, well now we've done the test and I've dug down, we've established it's this one, that's one of the rotten ones. I can get my fingers in that post, so I think we can safely say that that's one of them.
Dear me.
So hopefully...
Do you not need to put the support on?
Yeah, I'm going to do it now. Just checking.
I know, but I'm panicking.
Don't panic. All under control.
Don't panic, Mr. Mannering. I hope you like cabbage, Stephen. Right, attempt 2.
Right. I think that's the culprit.
Oh my goodness.
Right there. But still a good post to use that for someone else. Now the laborious task of trying to get wood out tall.
Or not, we really have condensed how long this took us on this video, but we were getting nowhere with getting the wood that was left in the concrete hole, so needs must.
Right, see if we can make some progress with it.
I've got 2 trays of brassicas that are now pricked on from this size that are in just those little seed trays into the slightly larger seed trays, so they will just hopefully happily grow on in the greenhouse. And now I'm going to go and figure out what I'm going to do with sowing these carrots. I've got 4 different varieties, and I've got 2 different varieties of parsnip as well, and they're going to go in one of the new beds that we've just put the topsoil on. I'm just not sure how many to sow, whether to just sow everything in one go or whether to stagger. I'll sow everything in one go for the parsnips, but I'm not sure whether to stagger the carrots. I think they're all main crop varieties that I've got, but I'm wondering whether to sow some now and some again in a month or 2. Not sure, we'll figure something out. Right, well that's 4 rows of carrots in. I've got 2 Amsterdam Force in and 2 of the Burlicum 2. I'm going to leave the other 2 varieties till later on. What I've done is just created a channel in the beds. I've had to go and take quite a few of the bigger lumps out, because obviously this is the stuff that we've just brought in. And then where I've done the channels, I've filled them in with compost and then put compost on top of the carrot seeds, and that'll help me sort of remember where they are as well. What I've done previously is put sown radish in with the carrot seed, but then I found when you take the radish out, which are obviously faster growing, you end up pulling the carrots out and disturbing them. So what I'm going to do is just broadcast some radish seed in between each of the rows this year and see if that works, and then give it all the water. I'm not going to put compost on the radish seed, they're just going to have to fend for themselves, and then we'll see if that works. I think I'll go this way. Oh, what was that? That fell off?
That's just a bit of the wood split off the top of there.
Oh.
2 seconds. I hope these ladders haven't got a weight limit.
No, I've stood on them.
Right, as far as that's going in, measure it, see where we're at. Whew.
Is it safe to come back?
For now. Right, the moment of truth. I've got the first one in, it only took 3 hours. So I've used every tool in the workshop. So we'll get this support beam out and see if it holds. Voila! Only 9 more to go.
Oh.
We're on to the second hole, and I found where it's broke off, and that's why. That's all, just all the mush out the hole.
God. We're lucky, really. That could have.
Let's get the digging.
Could have been a lot worse, couldn't it?
Right, sit rep. We're not getting as far as we thought we'd be, which is usual around here. This was supposed to be a relaxing weekend, but it turned out anything but. So we've managed to get 2 posts in and fixed. We've got this hole dug for this post, but the whole thing's still leaning because these posts here are totally rotten and it's pulling that way. So we've got it all braced up so I can take this one out because I need to replace this one, and that one over there all at the same time really, and get them all set at the same time. So I'm going to try and get as much out of that I can as I'm going to try and get as much of that out as I can tonight, but time's getting on and
energy is depleting. Yeah, energy is depleting.
But we'll get there eventually.
We're at that stage where it feels like you're halfway there, you can't turn back.
I don't know if we're halfway there, like we're 2 posting out of 10.
May as well keep going forward.
Hey-ho. Oh. You're gonna walk all over the pants. You get on, Buster, you too clumsy. Ah. No! Oh. Too high.
Well, look at this, Stephen and flowers. Who would have thought it? These are working out absolutely fantastic. They've already put on quite a bit of growth. They're very, very pretty. Now today, what are you doing, Stephen?
Time to get the lavender in. It's still a bit cold on a night, but we're going to put some little plastic cloches over it on a night just to keep it a bit toasty until the weather finally heats up through the night as well.
We're still seeing occasionally sub-zero temperatures, but the weather overnight, the temperature overnight is down to 0 most nights, even though during the day it's been absolutely lovely. The wind's still really cold, mind, but if you manage to get in a little sun trap area, it's really nice to sit out in and put your feet up. I keep catching Stephen doing that.
I'm sure, yeah.
Anyway, the lavender, it's been in the greenhouse, so it should be fine because it's been exposed to the temperatures, but just in case, like Stephen says, it's actually our soup tubs that we use for the freezer that we're going to put over the top, but we must remember that to take them off during the day if it gets too hot. But that should look lovely when it's done.
I can't remember if I took the roots out here.
It won't show up on camera, but there's actually a kestrel has just grabbed something in this sky poo thing. There's a massive commotion, so we've just been using, there's a free app that you can use, certainly in England anyway, called Merlin, where you listen to the birds and it'll tell you what the noises are, and we've just heard 6 different ones in one go. But they've all disappeared now, and that's just a dove in the background, and always a jackdaw. Broken stick.
Wherever it was.
What would you try and pull it along?
Oh, there's not. You put some bigger under it. Yeah, put that under it. A bit more.
I don't want to lift it.
No, just wait, lift it down.
I don't want to lift it to help you. Yeah.
Move.
Hang on.
What?
We'll do it together.
It's fine, you won't be able to get it out with that hole.
Oh, it's not your ears playing tricks on you. That is the dogs locked in the shed because they have been into every single bed that I have just put the seeds in, causing a mayhem. So what we're trying to do here is move this old trough that's got some pretty old and ruined herbs in it that need replacing, but it was too close to the vegetable bed next to it, so you couldn't get in and work in the bed easily. You were forever tripping over the trough. So we said, while we're doing all these changes, let's pull it forward so that I can just get on with it one of the times that I'm in the garden next, and at least it's kind of in situ, ready for us to replace. But it's still Sunday, still very sunny, as you can see from the shadow, and Great faces. This is what I've been up to while Stephen has been continuing working on the pagoda. So this bed here, I've been sat on this bucket and weeded it best I can. There's a couple of big ones that I need to get the fork for. I've gone over it with my hands, pulled every bit out, then I've gone over it with the hoe and I've hoed the last bits, and then I've took it over and I've actually rotavated it. Now I know there's been conversations in the past, but we do, these beds here that we've created, the new ones, they'll be effectively no dig. This bed here will always be rotavated for various reasons, one of which it's an absolute pain in the backside. It goes solid every year, no matter how much we try and add compost to it and things. So some of the artichokes have come up as part of the rotavating. This bit here hasn't been touched because that's where all the artichokes come up, even though we do try and clear them. So you can see I haven't raked it or anything like that, but what's going to happen, I'm going to rake it, take all of the chunks and bits and pieces out that have come up with the rotavating, and then this will be ready for potatoes tomorrow. I actually think that'll be the only bed, it will be, yes, the only bed that we've got left that we rotivate, so that's good, that's positive. So look how Steve's getting on. Do you want a bigger stick?
Huh?
Do you want a bigger stick?
I had one, I'll see you.
I was going to say.
Right. Finally, we're done for the weekend. It's 4:45 on Sunday afternoon. Finally got the 5 posts in. So these 3 we did yesterday. One of them, that one 3 hours, that one took an hour, that one took about 2 hours. Managed to get 2 posts in from 10 o'clock this morning till 4:45 tonight. These 2 here. So they've been absolutely a nightmare to do. They've had all the trellis up them, like all this trellis over here, what you can see on these posts on this side. So these are all attached to the post. I've got to get all that off before I even start, then pull all the brambles out, all the climbing stuff out, then actually get the posts out, dig the holes out. Anyway, I managed to get them just over a foot deep. So I've added extra concrete. I'm going to leave all the supports in for tonight. I'll take them out tomorrow. I'll call again another 5 posts on the way home tomorrow, and I might just do a post tonight because I'm goosed. But we'll knock off this job for tonight because we've got another job we need to get sorted because we've got some very special guests coming tomorrow. So we'll keep you updated on that.
I need to get the other one.
Right. Right up. We're going to put it in the wheelbarrow.
What?
Cage.
He's the savage. He's the savage.
No, he's out.
Yeah, he's the savage, don't.
Right, well you'll have to put some of them in because
Yeah, I'll put these in, but not in his.
the only thing is they might be out tonight. So we need to change stuff around and clear stuff out. So we've just moved these down here into this temporary accommodation until we pick up another shed or a Wendy house, whatever we can get off marketplace, and I'll set that up in here a bit more permanent. But we need to clear a few places out. Like I said, we're expecting some special guests tomorrow, so it's just moving stuff around and making stuff appropriate for them.
Yeah. Oh. No, don't pull it, don't pull it, don't pull it.
got out the feed up.
Keep them warm.
Right, so that's why.
I'll test it.
So warm enough.
I can't feel it actually. I'm gonna sleep here tonight.
Yeah, with the rats.
Right, so that's why we turfed out the chickens earlier. We've given this a good clean out, good brush out, ready for our 4 new arrivals tomorrow. And they'll stay in here probably for the next 3 weeks till they go out in the field, because then we're going to need this pen for something else, which is on the list. So good, we'll leave that on for an hour or so, bring a thermometer in, check the temperature, make sure it's all right, and then we'll turn it off overnight till they come. We'll put it on an hour before they turn up tomorrow. We're all good to go, but for tonight, that is it. We're going to go and have a sit down.
Lamp poo though. Because they're covered in like orange. Can you close that thing?
Yeah. You got lamb poo all over your face. Oh look, you've just had your what's it's done, haven't you? Oh, bless him.
It's okay.
So when we pick them up, the farmer has just ringed them. We've got 3 boys and 1 girl. So the girl is wondering what all the boys' drama is about, and the boys are just laying on the floor, quite understandably feeling a little bit stressed out. That will pass, that's perfectly normal. So the black and white face is a boy, and the little girl is the white faced, and the other 2 Grace is bringing in now are 1 day younger. These are 3 days old, and these she's bringing in are 2 days old. Is that right? Yeah. Come on then. Feeling also sorry for themselves. They are gorgeous, mind, aren't they? Mm-hmm. Oh, look at him with his leg.
You can stand, you know. Yeah, until you're alright.
Oh, it must be so
There's them too, like.
stressful for them.
You don't have any of this pain, do you?
So how can you tell the girl?
She's bigger and she's got a fully white face. So Dot, Angus, Rebel, Nibbles.
Oh, he's definitely feeling that. Let's give him some peace and come back in a bit.
I've just come in and sit with the lambs for 10 minutes. Grace is on her way back to feed them now, but these 2 are no problem. This little one, I think, over here is not too happy about having his balls ringed, and neither is the other one, by the looks of it, but this one doesn't seem to mind. He's up and about, ready for another feed. And this little girl here, she's ready for another feed. These 2 are a day older than these 2 here, so that'll have something to do with it as well. But we'll get them fed, get them strengthened up, and get them on the feet. What you doing? Hello, little sheeplet. Hello, little sheeplet. They'll probably feed up the bottle in that rack there, them 2.
That'll be good for this little one so he doesn't get stood on.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's Monday night and it is going to get down to -1 degrees tonight. So I've just put the lid, the second row on this, so that I can have the lids on to make sure that the heat stays in. I'm going to give the tomatoes a quick water because they're looking quite dry. I wouldn't normally water this late when it's going to freeze because obviously the water will get super cold, but hopefully it should be okay in the greenhouse. I have also put the heat back on in the propagator behind me, which I can't quite point to at the minute because I'm balancing on this. It's a bit of a precarious position. Stephen, bless him, has been working on putting together some flat pack garden furniture. We didn't realise it was going to come flat pack from anyone that knows the store, The Range. Some really nice garden furniture that was on offer, and we've been desperate for some since one of the previous storms completely trashed our eating table that we have outside. And we found something that was really nice. I've got it in the sale, and then Stephen spent a few hours already trying to get it put together, and I think it's one of those where it's best to stay out of the way. So I'm going to get the greenhouse sorted, locked up, ready for this freeze tonight, and I'm going to get everybody in the barn ready as well, including the little lambs. They will have a very late feed tonight as well. Now, one thing I'm doing is closing it. Sorry, but that was really loud on headphones. I'm closing the greenhouse up on a night, but I must remember to open it up on a morning. And the difficulty is when you're going out to work so early that it's still really cold when I come out on a morning. So I don't like to open it up because then the cold will get in. But it's catch-22 because things will just literally fry before I get home. So I'm hoping that if I give them a reasonable water now, that should be okay for tomorrow when I get home. Nothing's frazzled or frozen to death. Somewhere in between would be nice. It's Tuesday morning, and can you see that? So it's 1.3 at the moment. So I don't think it got down as cold as it was, because that 0.9 that was on there, I'm pretty sure it was already on there. So reset it, we'll see what tomorrow brings. So tonight's not going to be quite as cold as tomorrow. No. Tonight's not going to be quite as cold as last night. It's still early. So that's where we've got to today, 34.5, and I'm glad I gave everything that good water in last night because it's been okay, except we've lost a couple of the stromboli, which are the broccoli or the calabrese, those two at the end there as well, but they're all watered nicely, so it should be good for tomorrow. Now tonight I've got a big job to do. So it's Tuesday evening. Stephen and I have both been out to work all day today, and it's, what time is it? It's 5:20, so only just in from the paid job, and I need to get the bed rotivated that I did the other day. I mentioned that we only have one bed that we rotivate now, and even though I did it the other day, I tried to put the potatoes in last night, the seed potatoes, and it would only go down like literally that much. Couldn't get a spade in the ground, and it was just not working for the potatoes, so I'm going to rotivate that again, see if I can get down a bit more, give it a rake, and hopefully get the potatoes in tonight, and at least get it rotivated tonight. It would be great if I can get the seed spuds in too. Oh, you silly buggers.
Stampede oil. There's the bridge one.
Wait for me, wait for me.
There's the bridge.
Yeah. Our morning routines have quickly adapted to the new arrivals that need feeding more often at the moment until they're a few days or weeks older, and then we can reduce the number of feeds down that they're getting. So we're out really early on a morning, which is always the case, but it's super spectacular at this time of the year when it's got really cold nights and then really warm days. The fog on a morning has just been crazy for the last week or so.
Well, it's Wednesday and the eggs are due to hatch, but no sign yet. So I've just took them out to check, and these three are really sloshy, so they're definitely dud. So we'll just leave it sitting on the rest of them and dispose of these. More posts for the weekend, something to look forward to.
How much were they each?
13.50 or something like that.
I don't think it's for you. No, it's not. It's not. I've done a store cupboard tea tonight. So in here we've got red peppers, spinach, onions. The onions are ours, and the beans are ours, and the chicken's ours. I'm trying to think what else in. Tomatoes, obviously. So in a bit of a rush to get something on the table. I normally do, sorry, just getting some more sweet potatoes. I normally do slow cook meals. Haven't done one today, but I was inspired to do this, and kind of a hot pot-ish. Just getting the last few bits here, and I'm going to put this in the Arga while we get out and do a few more jobs this evening, though we are still super tired. So won't be doing too much, I don't think.
What the other one? Do around that one. Well, while tea's cooking, I just thought I'd take half an hour about here. So I've got the trellis back up on these two new posts. Took the support out of the middle. So I thought I'd move the supports over and just get these two ready, because this one at the bottom is totally rotten out as well. You can see that, it's just mush. So I've supported that one ready to take out. I have to take the trellis off this one, so I'm just in the middle of taking the trellis off this one. I've supported it with that post. So I'm just going to cut the trellis at either side and knock that off, and then I'll be able to get this sucker out, because that's just a bloody big weed, that. And then I'll be able to work on these two. But I'm just prepping them for tonight. I'm not doing them at night, it's getting too late. So that's the plan.
While Stephen is doing that, I'm going to try and catch the pony, who has been catching a lot better now that the excitement of the initial turnout is over. So if you're kind of new and just catching up and wondering what on earth they're all talking about, our pony had colic recently, so we lost our mare, unfortunately. Our veteran mare, we lost her on the 21st of February. And then a couple of weeks later, the pony colicked, unrelated to losing her, we believe. But anyway, wasn't to do with the spring grass either, because he hadn't been out. But he is prone to something, or potentially is prone to something called laminitis. He hasn't had it, so when I say he's prone to, it's more to do with his breed and his size, etc. And that's why he's just come running over. And that's why I'm just being super careful with how much grass he's having each day, because I don't want to bring any more illnesses on, and certainly no more vet bills as well. But yeah, look at this. He's just been throwing his back end up in the air. So he's excited to come in, because he knows that he also is going to be getting his hay when he comes in too. So he gets a slightly smaller hay ration now that he's getting a little bit of grass. But to be fair, there's not much grass. Excuse you. There's not much grass for him to get anyway. So just trying to maintain the weight. And when I'm done chasing him around the field, I'm joking, I'm not going to chase him. He can come here. Are you coming? Please stop. Anyway, I'm going to get him in, and then he'll just have a little rest when he gets in from the field. Touch wood, he's been absolutely fine recently, and hopefully no more illness of anybody, let alone just the pony, of anybody. And yeah, we can go in, have our meal and have a relaxed night and just chill out, because tomorrow is due to be really, really sunny. We've got something exciting happening tomorrow night.
Get the axe on it.
Maybe it's come from that tree above the shed there. Do you think?
Wherever it's come from, it's well established. Gonna have to chop it off, there's more under there.
I think we thought it was a part plant. I think that's what I thought.
Best thing we've grown.
I thought it was dead successful.
Oh, bloody hell. It's not just that one big root.
Thought there was no hard pulling tonight.
Don't leave too much on that, look at that. That's the other bit there. You just stand on that right there.
Oh,
What's the green one?
oh. Don't take the pagoda down. That wouldn't be good. Hang on, I'm still attacking.
Oh yeah!
I think the poor clematis has had it then as well. Safe to say.
Doesn't look like it was rooted into anything. It's
Oh no, it was.
not anymore.
There's its roots there, see?
Well, that might grow back. Well, that's it for tonight. We've got got them both braced up, dug around so I'm down to the concrete what they were, and you can see there it's twisting. As soon as I get that unbolted, it's just going to pull out. So I'll get onto them when I've got a bit more time, probably at the weekend. I don't think I'll have time this week. I've got other jobs on the next 2 nights because it's going to be hot, hot, hot. Trying to we'll keep it going till I hit it.
Oh!
One hand.
I don't know if I actually got you hitting it, so it looks like someone else did it for you.
Just put the last one in. Don't put all them.
All the fails in.
Oh, I need another one.
Yeah, I can.
Well, it's finally Friday and the sun gods are shining on us like we promised. So we spent the last hour getting it outside sorted, because this time of year we like to spend as much time as we can outside, eating, drinking, cooking, just doing everything outside, just to stay out the house. And there's no better time to be outside in a t-shirt than now. So a couple of years ago we built an outdoor kitchen, eating, seating area. We're just going to give you a quick tour because we've had a lot of new subscribers since then, and a lot of you might not have seen it, and a few things have changed since we built it. We've added a few things here and there, so we'll just take you around, show you what we've done. So we started building this in 2022, and unfortunately I had a bit of accident. I fell off the roof when I was putting the roof on, broke a couple of bones in my back. So we actually didn't get it finished till June 2023. So this is really only our second summer of using it. But last summer worked out great. We've added a few bits and pieces since then. So we'll just show you around, show you what we do and what we use it for. So over in the corner there, we've got our seating area, where wind, rain or shine, we're sheltered against the 2 walls. We've put a halogen heater in up the top there, keeps us nice and toasty. A couple of blankets to throw over us if we need to. We've got the playing cards, the dominoes, for when we just sat chilling. We've got the outdoor fire, which we have on most of the time. We just sit around that. That's not for cooking on, that's just for the heat. Got the big table where Tracy preps all the food and does all the chopping up of everything. And then we've also got the fire pit, which she puts the cauldrons on, and that we light the fire, puts the cauldrons on, makes the stews and stuff like that. We also started hanging the onions up there. I mean, these came out the ground late summer last year, and we thought we'd hang them there, give them a try, and they've worked out perfect. They're still solid. So over the year, we've just added a few bits and pieces. Got our name of the bar there, because it's a bar as well, not just an eating area, which I'll show you in a minute. And we left all the roof open. We are eventually, at some point, going to fill in the gaps where you can see the membrane with something, I don't know what yet. I don't add too much weight to the roof, so it might be just some like bamboo sheeting or some bits of pallet wood or something like that. Speaking of pallets, that's all the seating area is made out of as well. We bought the cushions off Amazon, so we just built the frame to fit the cushions, and it fit perfect in that corner. We've also got the music that we stick on there, a bit of Bluetooth on our jukebox, dog's blanket, 3 seats for the bar, couple of roe deer skulls on the side of the bar, the dartboard, which gets very competitive with in the summer. So now we're just going to get it opened up and show you what we do inside. So when we first built this, we built it in 3 sections. So the first section was just going to be for the dogs. When we're at work or when we go out, we just put the dogs in there. So this is just for the dogs. When we go to work or whenever we go out for a few hours or whatever, we put the dogs outside and they can just live in here. They've got the little hatch there to get in and out. So we just keep the door shut, keep the bar door shut, and they just have this area here. Needs a bit of a tidy out, but like I said, 90% finished. It was a bit of a waste, so I created a nice little space just for me. Welcome to the Doghouse Cigar Lounge. So this is where I just come on an evening, got myself a little heater, not all the time, just every now and again. Got a little heater there, have a little cigar, watch your YouTube videos, listen to what you guys are commenting on, stuff like that. Just put a bit of memorabilia up on the wall just to decorate it. I've got my favourite tipple there, my fireball wall on this side. I'm sure Tracy will put an overlay of that on. So now we're going to get the bar opened up and show you what we've got going on in there. Oh, also, sorry, it was the dog's lounge, so I kept them in mind and I built them this down here. So when we go inside the bar, they come in their own little home, and they've got a little box inside with some cushions in, and that's where they go to keep out the wind and the rain. So welcome to the Smallholding. So when we built this, Tracy wanted a kitchen outside to do all the outside cooking, eating and stuff, and I wanted a bar, so this was the compromise. So we've got the 3 gas griddle here, which we do all our burgers on, steaks, sausages, anything goes on there. We've also in this corner got the 4-ring gas hob for anything else, all the pans on the top, all the cast iron pans. For that, we've got a selection of tipples on the back there for any night of the week. We've got the tea and coffee area here with coffee machine. We have to get the kettle back out the barn, that's in the barn at the minute. So that all goes there for teas and coffees. We've got the dehydrator there for when we bring anything in out the garden that needs dehydrating. We've got the juicer over here for when we bring the fruits and the apples and all that to go through the juicer and make lovely juice. Since we built it, I don't think we had these tartan nets on which just cover up. We've got shelves under there with different stuff, cooking equipment, utensils and all that on, so this just covers them up. There's the same on this side, which you can't see, but that just covers the gas bottles up for these. We've also just decorated it with the skulls and bits and pieces that comes out of my mum's house years ago without these, and she was going to throw them out, and I was like, well, you can't throw stuff like that out, we'll decorate the bar with it.
Oh no, she can.
No, she can. We have stuff like that. We've also got a yard of ale there, which my dad won 50 years ago in a pub called Tito's down in Stockton, if anybody knows that who's watching. It's like a 2.5 pint thing, and he done it in 9.5 seconds, so I won that. So I've just mounted that, put some lights in, just a bit of history, bit of memorabilia, and that's pretty much it. It's a spot on place. I love it. Can't totally pleased with the way it came out. And now I'm going to take you into Tracy's favourite room and show you what we did in there. Right, so there's not much going on here at the minute because we're not into harvesting season, but we've still got some onions left from last year, the last of the potatoes. Again, we just carried the tartan material along to cover the shelves just to make it look a bit more tidy. Just made all these shelves out of old pallets which are just sanded down. She's got all the jars there, bottles, jars, which when we do all the canning, these little shelves will just get fuller and fuller because at the minute we're not doing a lot, so that's just going in the house. But as we get more and more produce, it'll fill these shelves. Again, it's just all cladded on the side, the same as the bar, with just pallet wood. Just cladded it, shot a sink in there so we can wash all the vegetables and that. Again, like outside, going back into the bar, it's just all cladded with just pallet wood. And again, these are just sanded down scaffolding boards. So yeah, that's our bar outside seating area. So now we're going to go outside. We've promised ourselves a night off. We're going to sit in our new seating area because we've finally got it put together. It's all working, it's nice and comfortable, it's in the sun, my beer's getting warm. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.